So in this video you're gonna be learn margins. So what is margin is, if I go to my browser and take a look at these elements in here, we can see we have some spaces between these elements, between these headings, between these paragraphs, even in these divs. So these spaces are called margins. And now you guys ask me, we don't write any margins in our CSS, so how did these margins will apply in these HTML files? Well, these are some default margins which browser will automatically apply in HTML documents. There is some margins and there is some padding as well. I can discuss more about padding in next video, but for now please keep it in your mind. Browser will automatically apply some padding and some margins in your HTML documents. So if I go to my text editor and go to my CSS file, in here we have an empty body properties in our style sheet, and now we have in our body a heading, 2 paragraphs and 2 divs. So let's just go to our style sheet, and after this body tag let's give a comma and type h1, then give a comma, then a space and type p for paragraph, then give a comma and then give a space and type div. So we can target our body, our heading 1, our paragraph and div. Now in this curly bracket let's just type margin, and in value let's just add 0. So what this 0 is done, it just remove all these default margins from this HTML file. So let's just refresh the page and let's see how it look like. And as we expected, we just remove all the spaces, all the margins from this HTML documents. And for this gap, this is not the margin guys, this actually a line break. As I go in my HTML document, and in here as you can see, this is a line break between 2 divs, so it can be displayed in the browser. If we remove this line break from here and save the file and refresh this page, now we have no space in between these elements. So let's just give some margin in between these elements. So just go to my text editor and just type 10 pixel. So it gives us a 10 pixel margin all over these elements. As we expected, it gives us a 10 pixel margin all over the elements. We can also determine this margin like margin bottom and margin left, margin right, and margin top. This margin bottom will give a margin in bottom of these elements, and this margin left will give a margin on left hand side. This margin right will give the margin in right hand side, and this margin top will give the margin on the top of the element. So we can use this 4 property one by one. Let's say we want a 10 pixel margin, so we just write margin 10 pixel. It gives us a margin bottom 10 pixel, margin left 10 pixel, margin right 10 pixel, and margin top 10 pixel. So let's say we want only margin bottom and margin left 10 pixel, and margin right and margin top will be go to 0. So how I can do that? I just remove this margin from here, and we just give a margin bottom 10 pixel and margin left 10 pixel and margin right is 0 pixel, because we don't need any margin right and margin top, so we just give this 0 pixel, and margin top as well for 0 pixel, and save the file, go to our browser and refresh the page. So as you can see, margin top and margin right are 0 pixel. As you can see here, there is no margin in top and no margin in right, and we have 10 pixel margin in left hand side and 10 pixel margin in the bottom. So in this way we can add margins in HTML elements using CSS.